From the hollers and hills of West Virginia, it's Heavenly Hills Homestead with another episode and a halfway decent day. Stay tuned. Boom! This week, that's what we're going to be doing, is building the raised beds and then tilling up the final patches and adding all the amendments and the final bits of dirt to them, all right? Hey, baby.
Yeah, I'm a baby.
Yeah, you're a baby. You're my buddy, ain't you? You just got done eating barbecue. Yeah, it's a whistle. Anyways, so the cantaloupe patch will be done. The marrow field pumpkin patch will be done. The watermelon patch will be done. The garden will be done. We will go down and get all the stuff that we can from Van and Allen this week. As far as the goat compost goes, we'll take the rest of our compost and stuff. We'll fill the raised beds, however tall they end up being. We'll fill those up the first however much with that stuff from down there at Van and Allen's, and then we'll add this on the top of it. We'll also be tilling the area where we're going to put the raised beds. We're going to till that up, and once we've tilled it up, we're going to pull all that dirt out. Then we're going to be laying plastic down, the garden fabric down, and then that'll give us a good secure bottom. That way there's nothing ever going to grow up through the through the raised beds. And then we'll add the compost right there to the dirt that we've dug out of that. We'll till it all up, mix it all up, whatever you want to call it, and then
Sorry.
and then after we've tilled it all up and mixed together, we'll put the compost from Van and Allen's in there in the raised bed on top of the plastic. And then again, we'll top it off with that, which will be incorporated with the natural soil that was already there. Reason why we're using the natural soil and not just that is water retention. We need better water retention. That does not retain water as well, but that's a good thing because it's going to break up the clay. So this is all kind of a clayish, loamy, silty, something another, god-awful mess. Let's just put it that way. And I don't know how anybody ever grew anything out here. But that is some premium compost, and although it does not hold water well, it works great for putting into dirt like mine, right? The soil like mine that already retains water and has a hard time leaching it off. Well, you put those two together and you get a pretty decent till, okay? And so that's the thought process behind all this. But let's pick us a spot. Let's start going through everything and build us some raised. The process that we're going to have to do is first we're going to come in here and pull up all this black plastic and get the nails that's in the black plastic. I get them long yard spikes. Well, those are going to be what we hold some of this stuff together with. So we need it, and we need it badly. So we're going to come in here, we're going to pull all this stuff up. Once we've pulled it all up, we'll get our yard spikes out and then use them up there to build. So here's what we come up with. We're going to do this front section right here, from right here at this mound. You can't tell that there's a mound there, but there is. There's one right here. And we're gonna go all the way. 1, 2, that post is about to blow. You know, Lowe's should have to replace every one of these poles that look bad. Yep, they're all splitting and busting and falling apart and bowing like crazy. Hey, see if we got some sort of something to do with if we can get it fixed. Anyways, sorry about that. That's aggravating. Every one of them poles just about are bent, crooked. They were supposed to be good poles that had been dried out and had been treated, and they were going to last forever. They ain't lasting forever. You can see that pole there. And we're going to go from this pole right here, which is right there where the peas are at, right here, and come along and fill this whole area right here. I hate mowing this area. I don't like being up here. All this gravel needs to come out anyhow, and all this needs fixed up right through here just to make it prettier. So we're just gonna put one big long one right through here. All right, like I say, from this pole to that pole. So it's 8, 16, 20, 24 foot. Quit throwing stuff in here. And then if by chance we have anything left over and we would want to make more, we'll go like right here along this fence and put it in. And that'll just beautify the front of the house and make it look better. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get the tiller. We're going to till this all up and then start leveling it up and then start putting everything in there the way we need to. And we'll get a whole real big long piece of it done tonight, but we'll get it started. So let's do it. So we've got all that done and just kind of roughed out. It's not perfect yet by no means, but it will be. What we'll do is we'll take the tillers back in through there, go back through along the edges, clean the edges up, take this stump right here out on this end. Then we will apply our landscaping fabric, our woven fabric down and go from there. So it's starting to look good, and it's gonna make a nice long raised bed right here in the front yard. I think it's gonna look really good. So we're gonna complete the rest of this hopefully tomorrow. First thing we'll do is come out and again we'll level it up with the tillers. Then we'll put our plastic down. Then we'll build our raised bed. Then we'll fill it up with the manure and stuff from over at Vans and Allen's, and then we'll mix our compost in with this dirt here and fill the raised bed completely up, and then it should be ready for planting, and probably going to end up having enough to put one over there on that side like I was talking about. So we'll wait till tomorrow and we'll finish this video. So now that we've got the chickens sorted out, now we can get back to what we were going to do when we first come out here, which was pick up what the wind has already blown over for the 3rd or 4th time today, which is aggravating. If I was a smart man, I believe I would build me a bin to put these in, or some sort of something to keep them upright. Maybe a ratchet strap or something. I don't know, to figure something out because it's annoying. But the real reason we're out here is to go ahead and start working on this again and get this situated and right. So the other day when we were out here, we were working on it. It rained yesterday, we couldn't work on it. Today what we want to do is we want to try to remove this stump best as possible. It is somewhat in the way, but we don't want it here at all. So we'll try to remove this stump right here and get it just moved out of the way. We're going to continue to level this up. We want it level, we don't want it on a slant. So this side over here is going to have to be brought down some more until we can get a level, just semi-level area right there. Then we're going to start bringing our woven fabric in, putting it down, and then building our raised bed in here on top of this. So let's get to it, guys. Guys, so I'm gonna do a quick clip on how to cut your woven fabric. Kind of go over also why it's better to use woven fabric, in my opinion, more so than say plastic or landscaping fabric material. So let's face it, plastic, there's no way for water to get out, or in rather, and there's no way for oxygen exchange to occur when you use black plastic. I have used it in the past. In 2020 I used it, had relatively good success, but I think that was due to the fact that I cut my rows. Hang on a minute. I cut my rows to fit the length of the row, right? So like you know, I cut them widthwise, you know, so if they were, you know, 3 foot wide in between rows, then I would, you know, cut the plastic 3 foot wide, and if it was 20 foot long, then I would cut it at 20 foot long. And what I did is I left a gap between plastic and in between the, you know, for the plants. So like say these green lines on here, right? Say those is where I planted my rows of plants, were on the green lines, and the black in between was my row of plastic. Well, what I would do is I would leave a 3 to 4 inch gap between the black plastic for my plants. So the green is the center of the row where the plants was at, and then you take away, you know, roughly 2 inches on either side of that row, giving you the 4 inches, and that's how I had it laid out. Now, I was able to water a little bit that way. When it rained, I did get some. Most of it ran off and just didn't get on the garden, on the patch. So I needed a remedy for this. I thought it would be better if I used, you know, something like a you know, garden landscape fabric, right? Well, landscape fabric is too light. It's just too light and allows for weeds to actually grow up and through it. And so I thought, well, that's not a viable option. So I started researching and looking into stuff, and I found woven fabric, right? This right here. And if you look at it really closely, we'll take you over and look at it real quick. It's reminiscent of a tarp, right? It kind of looks like tarp. So you can see how it's woven and everything there, and it works. Now, the benefits to this is the fact that it allows moisture to penetrate, right? So moisture can get in when it rains and all that. Now, if you're planted on a hill, you're not going to see as much moisture because it does have some retention to it, so you're not going to get as much moisture. But if you're on a flat level space, or like I did right here where you have a dip, right, the water retention is really good then, and it does allow for seepage. So anyhow, this is, we're just using this, you know, to make sure there's no weeds or roots or anything to come up through it. I've seen where landscape fabric has been used in these applications, and weeds and roots of other things end up penetrating and climbing all the way through the raised beds. I don't want that, because then I would have to remove the raised bed to remove the roots, or keep fighting the roots, and I don't want to have to deal with that stuff. So I put this down just to ensure myself that I don't have to worry about it ever again. And because this is 6 foot wide material, and it's a 3 foot wide roughly bed, what this will allow me to do is fold that in, and I'll get double coverage, right? So I'll be able to fold it up and get double the coverage. It'll have, you know, essentially 2 layers, and it'll be virtually impossible for anything to ever be able to get up through there to take root and grow into my raised bed. So that's why I want to use this. That's why we're going to use it, and I'm going to show you really quickly how to cut this stuff. It's very important that you do not cut it with scissors or a knife or a razor blade. Of course, you can cut that if you would like, but this material that I have right here in front of me, I believe has a 5-year warranty on this. I did get it off of Amazon. I got it last year. You can see this roll has been outside ever since last summer. Well, last spring, actually, when I put it down inside the garden, I left it out the entire year, and you can see it's fine. There's nothing wrong with this at all. But anyhow, it's important that you do not use conventional ways of cutting, scissors, knives, razor blades, etc., to cut this, especially if, like in my garden, you go along the lines. Those green lines, for those of you who don't know, are for your row spacing, okay? So you can space your rows out good. Also, when you overlap the material, okay? So say you put one row of 6 foot wide down, you can come up to this green line right here with your next set and put your edge of your material down on that green line, and it gives you straight lines, okay? So you can plant on those lines, and you can also help keep you straight when you're laying it out onto your patch. Anyhow, if you was to go down through there on those green lines, you know, laying out, you know, 1 to 2 foot intervals for spacing for tomatoes, peppers, whatever you want to put out there, right? You would cut the circle out. Well, every time that you cut that circle, if you used a knife, you're getting more tears, you're getting more rips and that stuff. You know, it's just not a good way to do it. Let me show you here real quick, the other end there. If you can see down there, see how that end is ripped and everything? Well, I was in a hurry and I used a knife, and you can see how it's frayed and everything down there. Now, it don't fray right away, but as it sets out, it starts to fray, and it's just one of those things. It's woven fabric, right? So it's woven. It's going to fray if you cut it with a knife. All right, so just try to avoid that. Anyways, best way to that I have found to do this is by using a torch of some sort, be it like the propane torch right there, or some of those butane torches. Those work great. You cut it off, you know, like right here where we're getting ready to make this cut right here to show you guys how it works. You can cut it like that. You can cut each individual circle for each individual plant that you want to put out. Get your row spacing right, and what it does, it sears it and basically just makes it attach to itself to where there's no way that it can fray. Okay, guys? So let me show you how it's done, and we'll get on with the video. All right, so get your torch, roll it out here a good foot or so past where you want to make your cut. All right, don't cut right up against it. All right, and don't you know, leave yourself some good room there. Get yourself a propane torch, preferably one with a striker. My striker don't have any more flint, and so I got to find or buy some more flint. I thought I had some in the house, but you can use a lighter if you don't have it. Just be very careful. All right, and you got it going there. You can hear it, and then what you're going to do, like I say, about a foot from where you want to make from where you want it at, just come. Make your cut. Now watch it, because if it tries to keep burning, you're going to have to put the little bit of flames out, right? If it tries to keep going. Sometimes, I noticed last year, you might get a spot or two that have some kind of grass or something underneath it that catches fire, and it just wants to keep burning. So you got to watch for that and make sure that it does not keep burning. Make sure that you put it out. Because if you don't stand here and watch and be very, very patient, you know, and just kind of watch and make sure nothing else is caught, it can recatch. Ask me how I know. Found out the hard way last year. So we're gonna fold this up and put the rocks on it, and then probably lay a couple boards in there and call it a day. So kind of seen what we've been doing. Now it's starting to take shape there. We'll put the end block ends down here tomorrow, which what we'll do is we'll lay one down here like that will butt up against another one, and then we'll lay one on top like that. You see what I'm saying? And that right there is how we'll start doing this end cap down here, just kind of building it like Lincoln logs. See, you got a gap, and so that one board is short, and then so you put a long board on it, and then down here you'll have a short board. And so that's just how we're going to build it. We'll build this end cap down here too, and this side first. So probably what we'll do is we'll lay this side down here first tomorrow, lay our end caps on and stuff, and then start building up from there. And I want to get probably about at least 4 rows high, if not higher. Probably about 5 rows would be good. But we'll see how many boards we got over there. This is a pretty long raised bed, so it should do really, really well, especially like in the fall and stuff too, for our root crops that we want to grow. And we ought to be able to cover it very well, you know, with plastic and stuff. So this is going to be a huge help and benefit to the homestead, is this raised bed right here. So we'll continue to work on this. I want to drop this video today, and then we'll pick up hopefully tomorrow. It's pretty. We'll see. It started out kind of rainy, and then it got pretty, but it was cooler. And so I waited until, you know, probably about, I don't know, 1:30, 2 o'clock. I did a bunch of stuff inside that needed done, TikTok videos that needed made and everything, and kept up with all that. Wrote down the numbers of people for the drawing. Guys, don't forget, the 15th of every month, there's a drawing. The 15th of every month. So if you want entered, whether you're a new subscriber or an old subscriber, you can be entered in to win. All right, you just got to follow the rules. Following rules is what it's all about, and here's how to play in case you don't know if you're a new subscriber. So the 15th of every month, I do a drawing for seeds and fertilizer, okay? And so what you do is you subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed to the channel, and you subscribed last month or the month before that, okay, you don't have to tell me you're subscribed because I've already got you wrote down. So you won't get a number if you've already commented once that you subscribed. If you've already commented once that you subscribed to the channel, you don't get to play the next month by okay, listen to what I'm saying. You don't get to play this month by saying subscribed, okay, because I've got them all wrote down. All I do is go down through there and check and say, well, you played last month, so you don't get to play this month by saying you subscribed. But you can still play, and here's how you still play. You can go, all right, if you already are subscribed or you just subscribed this month from the 15th of April to the 15th of May, go and comment subscribed on any video. I'll give you a number. If you are already a current subscriber, you can still play. And all you got to do to play is share my videos and tag Heavenly Hills Homestead on Facebook. In order to tag Heavenly Hills Homestead on Facebook, you got to send me a friend request. As soon as I accept the friend request, you comment on any video that you're or any post on Heavenly Hills Homestead. Just comment on any post that you're following, and I'll give you a number for that. And then when you share my videos, whether it's TikTok videos or YouTube videos, every time you share one of my videos, you get another number. So as long as you tagged Heavenly Hills Homestead and I get that notification. If I don't get the notification, I can't give you a number. It's just that simple. Then the other ways that you get numbers is if you have a TikTok. You can go over to TikTok and you can follow me on TikTok, Heavenly Hills Homestead, and comment following on any of the videos. When you comment following on any video, you get a number. All right, comment following on the videos. Then you can go to Instagram, and Instagram's the same thing. I don't do a whole lot on Instagram, but you still get counted for it because I plan on doing more with my Instagram. As soon as we start getting better pictures of stuff, I'll start posting more on the Instagram. But go over there, follow me on Instagram, and comment following on any of the posts. And when you comment following on any of the posts, you'll get a number, okay, for that. So there's all those ways to get numbers. New subscribers can play, old subscribers can play, And every month you can get numbers by either referring somebody. That's the other way. You can, if you're a new subscriber or old subscriber, you can refer people. So if Joe refers John, John comes over to the channel and says, subscribed, and Joe sent me, well, John gets a number and so does Joe, okay? So that's how that works as well. So new subscribers can play, old subscribers can play, everybody gets to play, everybody gets a chance at winning some good seeds, really, really, really top of the line seeds, okay, guys, from top of the line growers. You also get a chance to win some very, 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 very good product from Previgenics. All right, so that's all we got for today. I hope you've seen how I've done this and how I've worked it out. We tried to level it up as best as we could with the tiller, and then when we got down to the nitty gritty of laying these down and leveling them out, I started using the back of the hammer, the claw part of the hammer. I don't advise doing that, but it makes it quick work. All right, guys. And quick work is what we're all about, right? We want good work, we want quality work, but we also want quick work, okay, guys? And so we used the back of the claw hammer to kind of scrape where we needed to. We scooped it out, we leveled it up, make sure they were all level, and all that good stuff. So now, now that we got this row laid, it should be easy working from here on out. Should be. Not going to say it's going to be, because every time I do, guess what happens? So we're going to put up all of our tools. I think we're looking pretty good in the greenhouse. Tomorrow I'll give you a tour of the greenhouse. We got to water some stuff tomorrow for sure in there. I do need to cut grass. I'm probably going to try to wait till probably Friday to try to do that. We got our arugula growing here. It's looking good. Our benihashi is looking good. Our, oh goodness, Merlot lettuce is looking good. That lettuce back there, which is the butter crunch lettuce, fantastic looking. Wind keeps blowing stuff in here, so we're going to pick all that up. I need to send the kids out here to do some wind maintenance. Let me go ahead and show you these up here too, real quick. This right here is what took so long today, was just working around and trying to get these roots out. Also wanted to tell you, be sure not to use a chainsaw like that, all right, unless you have eye protection on, which I advise wearing eye protection anytime you're dealing with a chainsaw. And you need to have an old chain. So it don't hurt to keep your old chains around, because if they're old, you can sharpen them just enough to get through dead roots and stuff like this in the dirt, and you ain't worrying about dulling your new chain, right? You can use that old chain for this kind of stuff. So keep the old chains around. That way you can use them to chop up and chew up all this gritty grime stuff that's in the ground, like these old roots and stuff, and you ain't worried about tearing up your new blade. Make sure that you clean this thing, because it's going to be jam-packed full of dirt in there inside that cover. So clean that out. Clean your oilers out and all that good stuff, because they will get packed with dirt and stuff. Clean them all out. All right. Be sure to clean them out before you use it again. All right. So just kind of a caveat to all that. But yeah, roots are all out. Look at all that root, man. That was huge roots, huge ball. I mean, big stump. Got it out of there. It's looking good. It's been needing to get out of there for like 2 years now, 3 years. No, it was 2 years. 2 years ago, I started using this dirt out of there in 2020. So yeah, it's been needing to get out of there for quite a while. Hoping that we can beautify all this up here pretty soon. As soon as this bed gets put up, I plan on taking all that dirt, tilling that dirt up, and with our compost dirt, and using it. First what we'll do is we'll fill it up with the goat manure and goat compost from over at Allen's. And then we'll mix this dirt up that I took out of there with our compost that we got from Wellington. We'll mix and till all that together. We'll put that on top of the goat manure compost. And then once we get all that done, we're going to beautify all this. We're going to take all these rocks out of here and just try to make this a prettier, nicer thing, so we can get over there and work on our raised bed, right? Because that's what we want. Probably can get Wellington to come in here and maybe just, take some passes by with his bucket and fill it up and get it out of there and go do whatever he wants to do with it. Who knows? Wellington could probably use it for something, though, I am sure. But we'll see. I'll call and ask him, see if he wants to do anything with it. If not, we'll just take it and use it in some of the potholes around here in the yard. But anyhow, guys, it's a beautiful, beautiful evening. Just beautiful. You can hear them frogs. Is that not just the beautiful sound ever? So, guys, we're coming up quickly on May, and getting ready to start planting out some stuff. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm very excited. We're also getting ready in June. June is bullfrog season. This year we're going to kill more bullfrogs than ever, hopefully. Hopefully we can get on pace and get on track to actually go and do more bullfrog hunting and get that on video for you guys. Some catch, clean, and cooks on the bullfrog and the bluegills. Okay, we'll have to do some of those too. So anyhow, guys, we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you tomorrow right here in the hollers and hills of West Virginia.
Don't forget to smash that like button. Hit that notification bell. Don't forget to share.
Thank you, good sir.
You're welcome. And subscribe.